Good. So again, welcome to another session. So today we are going to be looking at a number of things, just one thing actually, but a number of things. Okay, I think I've just shared, I've overshared. Let's go on to this. Good. So today we're going to go through this guided lab on automating infrastructure deployment with AWS cloud formation. So I'll try to ensure that sometimes my network will be erratic, but I'll be trying to get a confirmation that you're going on well. And if there's an issue, you always chat me up so that I know there's an issue. So sometimes infrastructure deployment can be difficult because you want to do it in a consistent and reliable way. So sometimes you can use cloud formation, which is an AWS service, and it can help you automate some of the things or the infrastructure that can be deployed. And let's try to see how it goes. So the first thing we need to do in this lab, we need to use AWS Cloud Formation to deploy a VPC networking layer. We're going to also use AWS Cloud Formation to deploy an application layer as well that references the networking layer. Then we'll explore templates with what we call the AWS Cloud Formation Designer. Then we'll delete a stack that has a deletion policy. So always remember there's restrictions. Okay, again, I need to click on Start Lab so that it starts deploying. Hopefully it's not going to take too long. So let's look at that. So you're going to be using, I think, as always, I think it's usually US East 1 as the region. So the first thing you're going to do is deploying a network layer. So it is best to deploy infrastructure in layers. So what happens is you start with the common layers, which becomes with network, now the database as well as the application. So these way templates can be reused between systems. For example, you can deploy a common network topology between dev, test, and production. Or even deploy a standard DB for multiple applications. So in this task, we're going to deploy a cloud formation template that creates a networking layer using the Amazon VPC, the virtual private cloud. So what will happen here is you're going to download this YAML file. So I'll right click and say maybe save link as. So it's going to give me an option to download the YAML file. I'll save it. So once it's here, and I'll try to see under Visual Studio Code and check what it is here. Okay, sorry about this. Maybe it's loading something else. Okay, it's loading other things. Let me see. It's not there. Let's see. Just do this. Then whether it's loading or this an issue. There it is. I think it's now loading. Get. Let me remove these other files on this other workspace. Good. So look at this. We have this we have this what we call a YAML file. Usually stores, for example, what happens is this template, you can create a VPC, an internet gateway, a public route table, as well as a public subnet. So you can look at this. How will it look? These are comments. So you can see, going to start with a VPC, which is an AWS EC2 VPC. Properties enable DNS support will be on. Enable DNS hosts will be known. The CIDR block will be 10.0.0.0/16. Internet gateway will be like as such. Public route table will also be like that. Then public subnet will also be like that. In terms of the outputs, section is going to also have the description, which sorry about that. Okay, sorry, somebody tried to call me and I was trying to sort that out. So this is how the YAML file looks like. So let's move a bit faster because of time. So I've downloaded the YAML. So you can see I've been able to look at how the resources are defined. Then so sorry about that. I was trying to just sort something here. So in the AWS Management Console, we're going to go to Services, then go to CloudFormation. And then, so you can see we redesigned the AWS CloudFormation console. It is available now. We've completely redesigned. So if you see these, I'm going to say try it out. So we'll choose create a stack. Then we specify the template, but I think this was a bit far some time back. So we might not get that. I can see it's already loaded, so I'll open it. So let me just open it and see how it looks like. So we're going to use the downloaded template file to deploy the infrastructure using CloudFormation. So we're going to do what? We're going to specify the template. After step 2, you're creating the stack. We're going to call it lab network. Then you're going to configure the stack options. You're going to, in the tags, going to put application, then you come the value going to be inventory. Then you're going to review, then you create. Then we'll wait until the create complete appears. The status, then choose the resources. You'll be able to see some of the resources that have been created. Also be able to see the events. Under resources, we're going to also look at events, and then we're going to look at outputs, which is going to it's going to come from the template. We're going to be able to know the ID of the VPC as well as the public subnet. Then also under the templates, we'll be able to show the template that was used to create a stack under the template tab. Then I think you're also going to do that for the application layer. We're going to have this file. So I'll save it. And then we're going to, follow the same process, but here we're going to call it lab application. Network stack name is going to be the lab network. And then we are going to configure still the tags to the application inventory. Then you'll be able to review and then you click create. So I think we can get to that. Copy the URL that is displayed. Open a new browser. The browser will open the application which will be running. CloudFormation that stack can use reference values from another CloudFormation stack. For example, this portion of the lab references the lab network template, right? So that is what happened. And if you look at the details under it, you'll be able to see some of the things that have been there. So I think you can do task 1 and 2. So let's go to CloudFormation. So let's load it. So let's see. I can see these are another stack that was used to create the lab. So I'll just click on create stack with new resources. Template is ready. Sure. I'll upload a template file. I'll choose the lab network YAML file. I'll go to next. So it has already looked at gotten it. Then I'll go to next. Stack name is called lab network. I think I copied it. I think there it is. And then the tag is the tag was, I think, what? Application? Or what is it? Take this to the bottom first. It should have been application and then inventory. Let me see the key tags. Yes, application, then inventory. Oh, sorry. Application. Inventory, which is fine. Then I don't think we had anything to change on this part. There's even the advanced as well as the stack creation options. So I'll just go to next. Template is fine. These are review. Let me just confirm that configure stack options, right? I think that's the only thing. The other things that are remaining. So the tag will be propagated across all those resources, across the resources that are going to be created. So you can see the progress, the creation process has started. So you can see we are going to, as VPC, and an internet gateway is about to be created. So resource creation has been initiated. You can see that. If I refresh again, the VPC has finished being created. The internet gateway has just been created. The public subnet is in the process of being created. The public route table has been created. The public subnet route table association has been done. The public route is in the process. ACL association has been done. You can just continue refreshing and be able to see some of the things that are going on right now. So all this is happening automatically using the lab network YAML file. So it has to finish before you get to the application one, because the application one depends on this. So you can see it has finished, right? Lab network is done. So it's repeat the same process. So go to stack, create stack with new resources. Template is ready. Use upload a template file. I'll choose the application one now. And then I'll go to next. I think there's a place I have to specify. Yeah, the network stack name is lab network. You can see it is here. Stack name is lab application, right? Let's check on it.
Yes.
Yes, it is, right? You just copy it. Yeah, sure. So let's go to lab application and I go to next. Tag, I think, is the same application. So this is all about the inventory application. So this YAML file is creating resources that are going to be tagged under the as the inventory application. So this is a review, then I'll submit, and I think it will start the process. So all these are being created by referencing the YAML file that we've just said. So you can see there's a web server security group that is being created. It has finished doing that. There's a web server instance that is to be created. So the resource creation has started. So as it does that, let's get on to updating the stack. So you can CloudFormation can also update the stack that has been deployed. When you update a stack, AWS will only modify and replace the resources that are being changed. Any resources that are not being changed are left as is. So you will update the lab application stack to modify the setting of the security group. First, you determine the current settings. So you go to settings and again, you can see, choose the inbound rules. Currently, only one rule is in the security group. The rule permits HTTP traffic. You now return to the AWS CloudFormation and update the stack. So from the services menu, choose CloudFormation. I click the following. Then we download this, save link as, on my case. And then I'm saving that second thing. So this template has additional configuration to permit inbound SSH from any IP address. From any IP address. You can see that inbound TCP and all that. In the stacks list, select lab application, choose update, and say select replace current template, upload a template file. I'll choose that one. And then I'll click next in each of the three screens to advance to the review part and change the set preview section at the bottom. In the change set preview, at the bottom of the page, displays the resources that will be updated, which is actually going to be that. You can see. So under change set preview, you should be able to see the only thing that is changing for that stack. Then we'll update. Then we'll wait for the process to finish up until it is update complete. Then we'll go back and check that these changes happened. So then I think we're now going to finish with design. Okay, so I think this must have completed. Yeah, it has. So let's go to EC2. I'll open it in a new tab. Okay. So as it loads, I'll be starting the process of updating. Okay, it has loaded. So it is lab application. I'll be choosing update, replace current template. I'll be uploading a template file, which is the one that if you're going to open it using VS Code, you'll be able to see that that inbound rule has been added onto the YAML file. So you can see you can upload either JSON or a YAML formatted file. So I think somebody is just calling me and I can't do a call right now. I really hope that person is not going to call me because right now I can't afford a call. Okay, so you can see under the change set preview, I'll be able to say, I can be able to see what will change, which is the web server security group. And if we look at it, let's go to security groups. And we look at that web server security group, which is this one. I just open on it. Under the inbound rules, I can only see the one rule, which is the HTTP. So let's submit. And then we refresh a bit. See update in progress. If we refresh at least every few seconds, it's not a very big change. It's not a major change onto the stack. So you can see that change has happened. So if we refresh this, you should be able to see one more rule, I mean, now 2 rules onto this. So do you see this? You can see now the SSH has been added automatically by the template. So sometimes we might be strained with regards to staffing, and the YAML templates can be really helpful in running this. So what is the last thing you can explore? So you can see CloudFormation in the navigation. You can choose designer. So this is the last thing. So you can go to designer. Choose the file menu, select open local, then you choose the YAML template. You'll be able to maybe see this. Instead of drawing a typical architecture, the designer is a visual editor for AWS CloudFormation templates, and it draws the resources that are defined by the template as well as their relationships with each other. So you'll experiment with the features, some of the things, click the displayed resources, then display the portion that defines, try dragging a new resource from the resource types, and try dragging the resource connector circles to create relationship between the resources, open the lab network that you downloaded and explore the resources. Then you can be able to delete. So deleting, when resources are no longer required, can delete resources built for the stack. The lab application stack was configured to take a snapshot of the EBS disk before it is deleted. The code in the template that accomplishes this configuration is this part. So the deletion policy in the final line directs AWS CloudFormation to create a snapshot before it is deleted. You'll now delete the lab application and see the results of this deletion policy. Return to the CloudFormation by choosing the close link at the top of the designer and choose leave page. In the list of tasks stack in the lab application, then you can delete the stack, and then you wait for the stack to be deleted and to disappear. Go to services, check on the snapshots and be able to see this. So let's see whether you can be able to do that. So you go to designer, again to say file, open, local file, then we choose the lab application 2. We'll be able to see that if I say I want to get an S3 bucket, go to S3, usually just this, the safest. So if I drag a bucket here, and then I can be able to see a connector, which is where can I get the connector? I can say it depends on this instance, right? Some of that sort. And that is how you can be able to do some of the things. So I think I can even maybe download that, or maybe is this downloading or uploading? Okay, I think I can just do that. So you can see I can be able to create a stack out of it, but I'll not do that. So I'll go to stacks, and then for lab application, I'll delete this stack, and then I'll delete the stack. So if I go to it and I go to events, you can be able to see now the delete is in progress. If I refresh, wow, it's already 2 minutes past 10. That 8 p.m. guy will kill me. But let me let me just click on it and start the session, so that I can be able to see. Okay, I think it is loading, but let me just finish this. I'll be able to see how much I'll be able. So you can see delete. Is this for the web server instance takes a bit of time to delete, but it will delete it. So let's look at EC2. If you go to snapshots, of the EBS. I don't know whether the EBS has already started being deleted as part of the stack. Yes, the disk volume was deleted, but you can see, you see the snapshot is here, 100 GB. So a snapshot was created, and you can see it was created at around 8:02, which is basically some few minutes, just a minute ago. So it has been able to create it. So I think that was that with regards to snapshots. If I try to submit, okay, let's refresh it one more time. I don't know if yeah, the deletion has completed. So let's try to submit my work and see whether it's going to say I've done all the things or if I've not. Did you have any question? I know that was quite a marathon, William, but it is understandable. People took a bit of time. So report. I will need to wait. I can remember the room that I'm about to join. As you can see, I got everything correctly. I was able to deploy the stack. I was able to deploy the to update, as well as able to delete the stack. So I don't know whether William had already done this. Had you done this?
Okay. I tried it yesterday.
Yes.
And also now I was trying it, but the problem was uploading the YAML file. It's bringing some error. It's bringing some error. I don't know what's the issue.
What error are you getting? Or maybe what you can do is you can give me like 30 minutes, then we get into a session with you. We check on what is the issue with your side of the Nini, right?
Okay.
So I think we can leave it at that for this session. So